Hey guys, hope you're having an awesome day. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome back to another video. This time, some hot toys. I just literally got this about an hour ago as of this the recording of this video. Pretty excited to open it. This is, of course, as you could see, the 1/6 scale Peter Parker, the black suit version from Spider-Man 2. And of course, you got the big sideshow there. I did get this via sideshow. So there's a front. You've got some nice detailing here on the box with these glossy black tendrils from the symbiote suit, symbiote, whatever you want to call it. And you've got, this is the nice side artwork. Here on the back, of course, you got all the credits and everything of all the folks that have worked, I'm assuming, on this figure. And then here on the side, you've got sort of like the same deal with the nice black artwork, the glossy design there. And this is a slipcover type deal. So when you lift this, you got 1/6 scale collectible figure, Peter Parker. So really cool. Definitely looking to get into this one, give you guys a bit of a look. So before we get a good look here at Spidey, let's have a look at the accessories that he comes with. And he does come with quite a bit of accessories. So I'll pan the camera down here. Let's move Spidey out for now. Right off the bat, let's start off with what I call the more boring accessories. You do get a pole here for the stand, right? This is a bendy type pole that you can use to hold a figure and pose him. You get this, you can take this little baggie out of here. But you get these standard with a lot of these Hot Toys figures. This goes in hand with a little clamp here that you get with, again, all the other, a lot of the Hot Toys come standard with this clamp here. It does have some material here, softer material, I guess, to help with avoid any damage on the suit. Personally, this is a little tight, so I would just be really careful in using this clamp on the longer term. These two, of course, go hand in hand with the base down here. And the base is really nicely done, but it's just standard Hot Toys, like what is this, a stop sign, as I call it. But you got your Spider-Man text here, Spider-Man 2. You've got some nice shiny material here on the outside and some flat. Here I still have the plastic on, and you got the nice white Spider symbol. And of course you got the name Black Suit. So that's pretty much it for the base. You also do get here some covers. These are for his back. This figure, as you guys can see back here, it comes with his awesome spider arms, as I'm going to call them. And you know, when you're not using those, you can use these covers for his back, which essentially right now his back has like holes in it. So that's what these are for, to cover the back here. And these are hard plastic, so you do get 4 of them in the box. Moving on down, you do get some additional foot pegs or arm pegs, I'm assuming, wrist pegs maybe. So you do get 2 of them just in case, you know, you break one of them. You do get some extra ones there in the box. Let's see, let's do these wings here. These are magnetized wings. We also got something similar with the integrated suit Spider-Man from Hot Toys, right? These are magnetized according to the instructions, so you can place them essentially under his arm here, and you know, you shouldn't need to do really much of anything. They'll grab on pretty much instantly, right? You can do the same thing on both sides. I haven't played the game myself, so I'm assuming he can somewhat glide in the game, but that's something really cool that you can do that on both sides. So these are I guess like a clear plastic. They've got some really nice texture to them, and you know, some nice sculpt in there, nice shiny plastic on the back, and then the same thing on the other one. So these are really cool if you want to do some flying poses there. Let's look at the hands. So you do get a couple of hands here. First would be, of course, can't have a Spider-Man figure without the web shooting hands, and in this case you do get those. These are a nice shiny plastic, I guess, to go along with the symbiote look. You got some white detailing here, and you know, you've kind of got the standard Spider-Man pose going on with these hands. You get left and right, and along with these also do have covers, because you can remove these here, this cover here, if I can get it out. So you can remove the cover here and replace it with these. You get 2 sets of these covers here, and these are meant to go with the webs effects that you get, but these are replaceable. You could take the ones that he comes with here that don't have the little hole for the web effect, whereas these do here, and you can do something like that. So these can be taken out and replaced depending on what look you're going for these hands. So again, you do get two of these hands and 2 of these covers to go along with the web effects. You do get these I guess reaching out hands, or looks like he's gonna sort of strangle someone, but again, these are 2 different kinds. I have them placed on my figure right now. So this is one style, it's kind of grasping at something, and this one's more like stretched out. Again, in that nice shiny dark plastic look with that white effect. And then lastly, you also do get fist hands, right? These are for punching. This one of these hands here does have they both do actually. So both of these hands here have a little hole, and that's again to go hand in hand with the different effects, right? So if you want him holding the webs like so, he can do that. So that's really cool. You got 2 of them. That's in addition, of course, with the 2 hands that he already comes with. And then since we already moved on to the web effects, it's really nice to finally get a Spider-Man figure where we don't get the standard web effects that we get with a lot of the other figures. So you do get this one here made out of softer plastic that's pliable, and you can use this to, again, for poses and everything. And in addition to that web, you do get a whole bunch here in this little plastic tray. So we can take this out, and in here you get different versions. You know, here's one that's really cool. Again, you know, you can put this in the hand I just showed you and have him sort of shooting all these webs or what have you. Same thing here, you got a much longer one. Again, it's nice to get all these non-standard web effects that we, you know, usually with all the other Spider-Man figures, we get all these white web effects that all look the same. So it's really cool to get these. Would probably be really careful to avoid you know, breaking this. These are softer plastic, but you don't want to bend them too much and potentially break them. So again, you get looks like about 5 of these in this little tray that you can use, you know, to for different poses, etc. So again, that is really cool. And let's see, we're almost at the end of the accessories. This is the coolest one for me. I'll probably be using this one when I pose up my Spider-Man figure, but this is, I'm assuming, the symbiote as he's shooting it out of his hand. He's got this extra tendril here that can come out, and you can put that back in. This also does, I don't know if you could see that in there, but there is a hole there for the wrist peg. So essentially when you go to place this on, you're going to have to remove the hand and put this in its place. But this is really cool. Nice, shiny, very gooey looking plastic. Again, looks really awesome there. This is a nice, well sculpted piece. And then, you know, almost there. This is the next thing, and this is the, I guess this is part of the whole special edition thing that Sideshow, I believe, was offering. And this is the head with the symbiote sort of, I'm assuming, overwhelming or taking over Spider-Man. So you do get an additional Spider-Man head here that's covered in this Venom symbiote, right? And you've got some nice white details here that I'm assuming are for the eyes on the left and the right. And then again, you've got this nice gooey looking black substance, which again, the symbiote looks really nice. You got that nice Spider-Man head, really cool. You can't take out the eyes or replace them. Would have been nice if they gave you the option to do that, to give him, you know, different expressions. But you know, this is done really cool. This is softer plastic. It looks like you could perhaps remove the Spider-Man head from here, you know, if that's the thing you want to do. I personally will keep this way, But this is a really neat accessory. I do like this quite a bit. The only issue I had with mine is that this hole for the peg, for the head peg, when I went to put it in, it was really hard to get that in place. And then when I took it out the whole peg with it. So I'm not sure if maybe here, this section where the peg's supposed to be is a little tighter on this head. So just something to be aware of. And now lastly, we get 4 of these, and these are really awesome. I measure these stretched out from end to end are approximately 18.5 inches. I'm here in the US, that's why I'm using inches, but you get 4 of these, as you could see. And again, they're adorned with this nice symbiote like substance, right, in black. It's softer plastic, but it's nicely wrapped up and done all around the legs here. And these things end up in a nice clear tip here that is pretty sharp, so that's kind of cool. There's a lot of nice detail here on the spider legs, as I'm going to call them. They're done in this, it's got nice texture, done in this nice silver. You got spikes pretty much everywhere with some nice blue sections. They have a lot of joints here for posing. So it's starting off here with the main one that goes into the back. There is a separate joint here with a nice ratchet that you can move left and right. Same thing here. There is another one here. These are pretty stiff, which is good. And then there's more here going on here. You got some ratcheting action. Same thing here. Really cool. So you're going to be able to get this guy in some nice poses, at least all 4 legs. Up here, you've also got another joint. So the only thing to keep in mind is with this joint here is when you go to fold this back down, not to get this black section here caught in it. So you're going to have to, this is soft plastic, so you could move it out of the way. That way you avoid perhaps breaking or damaging this section here, but you can move that out. Same thing here. You can take that, move it out, and then this is the pretty much the last joint that you could use. But these are really cool. Again, you get 4 of them. You see the peg here. This is the one that these go in the back. So as I showed you here on the actual figure, you'll place these on these 4 holes where the pegs go. These are not marked in any ways, at least from what I can see. You know, I know my eyesight's pretty poor, but I don't see that these are assigned to either upper left or lower right or anything like that. So they can go, you know, in any of the peg holes here. Just be really careful. I know when I try to put mine in, I'm not sure how soft this plastic is, and so you want to avoid forcing things in, or even when you go to take them out, right? I'm not sure how long this peg would last if you're constantly taking it in and out. I know 2 of them went in with no problem, and 2 I had to massage them a little. So I don't know, maybe you would want to add a little bit of you know, some kind of grease or something to help ease this in or sort of take it out. But these legs are awesome. I think the only thing to keep in mind is once you add these legs, the figure takes a lot of shelf space, but these are really cool. And yeah, so that's it for the accessories. Of course, you do get your instructions, so I would certainly recommend looking through them. They go through some of the poses as far as how much you can stretch the legs, you know, the arms, etc., and how to put on the wings, how to put on the spider legs here, switching out the heads, etc. So would certainly recommend looking through those. Now let's look at the figure itself, and right out of the box, this thing looks awesome. Again, this is my first Spider-Man black suit figure that I have, and the detail on it is really nice. I love the material they've used. It looks like maybe they painted some kind of spandex to give it that sort of slimy look, but you guys can see the head there. The big wide eyes certainly stand out really well against all this nice shiny black, which definitely fits the symbiote look. There's this little like gray highlights around the eyes, which almost looks like eyeliner, but it looks really cool. It looks really well done. The head itself, you know, it's got texture in it, and it's got this nice sheen, so it looks really cool. And you've got some nice texture detail work here. on the back. As I mentioned earlier, we do get an alternate head with this version, so you can just pop this out and pop the other head back in. It was just a little hard getting the other head in place and then also sort of taking it out. But you can move this guy to look up, and he can look down, you know, pretty well, as such is the case with a lot of these Hot Toys. And you can turn the head fully around. Then as you move on down here, of course, we've got this nice big white spider symbol on the chest, which again looks really awesome, and it's got the same texture as the rest of the suit. Again, the texture they've used here looks really nice. It has a nice feel in hand. And then as you move on to the back, again, you've got this awesome white spider symbol there, again from Venom here, but that looks really cool. And again, the material they've used, at least it looks like to my eye, they've managed to capture that sort of slimy look for, you know, the symbiote or the alien-like suit that, you know, Peter is wearing there. Now, I don't know how much they deviated from the comic book source in the game. As I said, I haven't had a chance quite yet to play the game, but at least to my eyes, this looks really cool. Moving on down, again, there is some detail, some line work again on the suit. I don't know if you guys could see that. There's line work here on the waist and the torso, and here leading to the sides, but you still got the, you know, shiny sort of slimy look, which again is done really well. And the same thing back here. The arms, again, really well done. You got texture work under here, and then, you know, you've got more of that shiny material here. The hands, again, you've got this white sort of line work that kind of matches up with the eyes and the chest here, which looks really cool. And then as you move on down, suit can look kind of plain, but there are details. There is line work there. There is texture here on the left and the right. But it all looks really well done. And again, continuing down with that slimy symbiote look. And again, here's your spider shoes. And then here on the bottom, you do have some details there, but, you know, again, it's the bottom of the shoe, so I don't expect much back there. And here's the back. But this suit, again, to my eyes, looks really well done. Now, as is the case with a lot of these Hot Toys figures, especially the Spider-Man suits, over time, my assumption is that if you leave this guy in particular stressful poses, the suit may get damaged. I can't really speak to if it'll heal, right? If after you leave him in some, you know, stretched out pose and then you put him in a museum pose like this, if the material will heal, right? I'm thinking because of all the shininess that this has, I think whatever creases or things you get on this will probably stay on there. But again, I'm just surmising this. This is probably my first day messing around with this figure. And then leading into that is, of course, the articulation. Now, this guy does have some nice articulation, but as you could see, because of the material of the suit, you are going to get creases. So if you look here, you've already got some stuff being folded and kind of catching on itself. So you have to be really, really careful with that, right? Just something for you to keep in mind. You'll probably be able to get him in some cool poses, but you know, just keep in mind you're probably taking a risk there. You also have your elbows, right? But as you can see, you know, you're getting the material bunched up in there when you do that. The wrists are separate, right? So this is not part of the suit. It's painted, right, to look like the suit, but the suit itself kind of ends at the wrist, and you can turn the hand freely. You know, you've got the standard Hot Toy joints where you can move the hands up and down as needed. The arm itself can turn, you know, you can turn it here, probably about that much here before you start getting some creases and everything. And there are additional joints here because you can move this up one. Same thing here to give them a bit more defined shoulders. That is something that you could do. As far as the waist here, he can look down right about that much, but as you can see, you know, the body here is stretching over the suit. So you'd have to be really careful with all these creases and everything. And then as far as looking back, that's probably as far as I would take it. Yeah, that's probably it. As far as the legs here, you can move them back, but again, you're getting your creases there. You can move them forward, probably about that much. I would not risk going past this. Let's see what else we got here. We can turn the waist. You can, but again, the suit's gonna prevent you from doing any kind of crazy turns. And you could do a split, but again, there you go with the creases, which again, if you have Hot Toys, you're pretty familiar with this Spider-Man figures and the suit material. You don't want to split too much because the seams are there, end up ripping some stuff up. Let's see here, we'll move on down to the knees. Nice knee articulation, you guys can see there, but you know, again, keep in mind that the suit's getting bunched up. And looking up here at the ankle, you can move these left and right, and you can move this up and down, but again, the suit's infringing a lot of that movement, and I would hesitate to take it any further just to avoid breaking it. Your toes here are articulated as well, but you know, you're risking kind of you know, leaving creases or whatever there. So can you post this guy? Yes, you can. I think you can get this guy in some really nice poses, especially with the legs and the different head and the different accessories. They're really nice. I would probably do, you know, do the pose, take a couple of pictures of the pose, take a couple of pictures, and maybe just have this guy standing pretty much in a museum pose. That's if you want to avoid, I'm assuming, any long-term damage. This suit's really nice. I'm just afraid with how shiny it is that over times maybe, and I don't know, right? I don't know what this material feels, kind of like it was sprayed on plastic or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if it'll flake off, right? I don't know if moisture will get to it, but as it is right out of the box, it looks really awesome. It looks cool. It looks the part. You know, again, looks really, really nice here. So yeah, there's your black suit Spider-Man. So to get going here with the comparisons, first we have up the Hot Toys Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. This is from technically No Way Home, so you guys could see that. And then also, why not, let's bring in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, also from the No Way Home movie there. So you guys could see them. Toby is smaller than both of them, and I would say the Andrew one and the black Spider-Man suit, they're about the same size. Obviously, I know this is based on a video game. These two are more movie, so they don't really it's not the same theme, but just want to show them to you guys there together. And then if we remove Toby here, we can then perhaps add another one here. The Tom Holland. This is essentially the integrated suit from the No Way Home movie. And Tom is much shorter, but again, I think they do look really cool there together. So we'll move Tom out. Let's get Andrew out. And then we'll go ahead and bring in the classic suit Spider-Man. This is from the first video game, and of course is based on the classic look for Spider-Man there. So, and then the other Spider-Man here, this is from the first video game. This is the first suit there. They did have a second version here that went along with the Spider-Man 2 game, but I did not get a chance to get that one. I didn't quite feel like there was too much of a difference from that one to this one, other than I know the second version of this guy, those also come with those spider legs, but I was happy enough with that one. But I think they do fit in really well there. And now some random comparisons here to another Hot Toys. This is the Endgame Thor. And here we have the Black Widow from the Black Widow movie. So, and I think that could make a good fit, but again, this is a video game figure, and these two our movies. So we'll move that out. We'll move Black Widow out. And here is the Endgame Captain America from Hot Toys. And I also had, this is the reissue of the T'Challa Black Panther Hot Toys. There you go. So yep, they look really cool, but that's it for the comparisons. Just messing around with the accessories here. This is what it would look like with both of the wings on. Again, they're attached via magnets, so they're kind of just sitting there. But again, just want to show you guys so you could see what that looks like. And then here we have the alternate head. Took this one out. This one has no issue coming out. To put that back in, as I mentioned, it was a bit of a chore getting that to sit in. We'll see how I fare when I try to take it out, but that looks really cool. Again, if you want to do some kind of stretched out pose where he's screaming, being taken over by the symbiote, I think that head certainly serves that purpose really well. I think it looks really nice with the body there. You could see the symbiote there. So again, pretty cool accessory on this figure. And just to give you guys a bit of a look here, this is what this figure looks like with those awesome arms. I think this kind of makes it really worth it. The arms are pretty huge. I guess, as I mentioned earlier, the only thing is you'll probably have a bit of a hard time fitting this guy in a shelf with those arms. I mean, you could probably compact him so he has a less width, but the arms are very well articulated, so you can get this guy in quite a bit of poses there. These arms are really cool, and again, you guys could see there the way these arms sort of look there. Some of them, I think the two on the top were a little stiffer to get into the figure there. As long as you don't force anything, you should be fine. I think with moderate just pushing, I didn't quite have too much issue in getting the arms there, but then you can also use them, use the arms to help him stand so that he doesn't fall back. So again, these arms are pretty much make this whole suit, I think, take it a bit over the top for me, and that's really cool. All right, guys, so I think that's going to do it for me. Really pretty big fan of this figure here. Of course, just the same as all other Hot Toys. It's a Spider-Man figure. You can get some nice poses out of this guy. You just have to be really careful, particularly because of the shiny material with this suit. But again, if you're familiar with Hot Toys, that pretty much goes across the board with a lot of these suits, unless it's the clothes ones, right? Like the Miles Morales one had some really nice material where you could put that guy in a ton of poses. This is not one of those, right? So just getting that out of the way. But other than that, the accessories are great. The additional head that I got here with this guy definitely looks apart. The arms really take this figure over the top, and he looks really cool. Now I can't wait to play the game, and everything looks really cool here on this figure. So if you can get your hands on him, I would highly recommend it. Now I can't wait to get my Venom from this game. I do have that Hot Toys figure on order. But if I missed anything, if you guys have any questions, of course, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, if you did make it to the end, again, thank you so much for your very valuable time, and maybe I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.